Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to do this one for the 5th time, you guys. It's called You Mean to Tell Me. You mean to tell me that I spent a little bit over $1,000 on a brand new Apple X phone whose video camera is screwing up. It's making bumpy noises and everything. So I've got a second iPhone, an iPhone 7 I think I've got here, and we're going to record today to try to do this episode again, and it's called You Mean to Tell Me. And I've been really excited. I've been in a bad mood because this is about like I said, my 4th or 5th time trying to attempt this to get it to record, and today is Monday, February 3rd I think. And but yeah, you mean to tell me. I want you guys to listen today about the things I talk about. I want to do a whole series of these, of maybe every Monday. You mean to tell me Mondays. I want to know what you guys want to hear, but we're going to talk about some things that there's just all the things that don't make sense, and I want to try to add onto those like some answers. All right, some conclusions and some things. What could we replace it with? What are the alternatives instead of just talking shit all the time? Damn it. Okay, it's a potty mouth podcast, parental advisory suggested. Driving with your kids, yeah, it gets worse than this. So, all right, let's jump into it. Hey, welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what this extravagant show is about, it's entirely dedicated to creating an alternative lifestyle design that betters the world, betters life for both humans and the planet. Exploring alternatives to the daily grind, to liberation and independence, moving it from surviving to thriving and living life raw. I keep messing up that middle part too. You mean to tell me you've done this podcast 1,000 times and you can't get it right? All right, so what do we have on our list here, guys? Let's go through it. You mean to tell me that the whole point of parenting and public education is to prepare your child. This goes for us adults who've already gone through this too. You know, think about this. As I said, think about it as I say these things. You mean to tell me that that's your job, so when we do send it's in my opinion too that public education is actually raising our children, because most of us have 2 jobs. We're working our asses off, and we put them there to learn shit so that they can deal with life. And you're going to give them applied like mathematics. That's understandable. You're going to give them language arts, and you're going to teach them to read and write, and you're going to do a bunch of science and history and all this other shit. I think that a lot of that stuff is definitely necessary. But I think what's missing is we're not learning, these children aren't shown how to apply it. How should you get into debt or should you stay out of debt? I think that's one of the ones we have coming up next. How do you balance money? How do you make money? I'm not the only one saying this, people. I'm just your average Joe Schmo here, but there's some big hitters out there saying that public education is for poor people. It's not for entrepreneurs. It just teaches you how to get into a job. It was taken after a factory setting. From what I hear, the bell and everything, I don't know what to believe anymore. There's just so much fucking information out there. But yeah, do they know how to cook, clean? Do they have some like survival skills, like just simple? And I'm not talking like with a fucking knife in your mouth, naked in the middle of the jungle. I'm talking just like your car breaks down. Do you know how to check where's your battery? Do you even know that your car has a battery? There's just kids, they don't even know how to put gas in their tank. A friend of mine, I saw some Facebook a couple months ago, and she was laughing at her daughter because they went to the gas station and she didn't know which end to turn the car in and even how to put the gas in. So I think that we need to step up and do a hell of a lot more stuff. We need to teach our kids how to defend themselves. Oh, that's a little much, is it? In the special needs realm, 1 out of 3 women gets raped. That's some crazy shit, guys. I think that I don't know what the statistics are for women, but I think it was just in generally, depending who you're listening to, was the same. So specifically for women, they should learn how to just somewhat defend themselves. Learn, like my daughter, like I said, I told her if you can get out of a situation and run, you run, And I don't know, like, do you feel confident to send your child out into the world with what they know right now at the end, when they're 18? Probably not. If you are, I think you got a couple loose screws. I think that we need to definitely rethink this education. But I don't want to bash public education too much. I do it all the time. But come on, guys, think about it. Yeah, let's start making our children think a little more. I'm going to give you guys a tip too. is that in the words of Jesus Christ, which I'm not religious, but I learned from Zig Ziglar when I was studying about sales. He says, read the King James Bible. I don't care if you are. I have no problems with any of this stuff. It's not just an observation. Let's not get tickled here. But all the words of Jesus are in red. And he goes, if you read them, they're all a question and answering a question. So that's what you do in sales, is you keep asking stuff with questions. Well, how many of these would you like? What is it? Trying to find the answer. You don't just try to answer the questions right there. So the tip I have for your kids is to do the same. Keep their gears spinning. Yeah, you want that toy. How much does that toy cost? Yeah, I wonder if you can get it cheaper somewhere else. You're teaching them how to bargain, how to shop, how to save, how to look for stuff. Is there anything comparable? Is there a better one to it? Wow, what would you do with that thing? What kind of settings? You see, get their mind moving here. All right. So as we said, in teaching them about how to stay out of debt, I'm looking to possibly purchase a house, but I don't know nothing about a house. I was never educated. I have to educate myself, and I have to be very careful what information is out there. So you mean to tell me that I'm going to get into a 30-year fixed loan, not knowing that, say, on $200,000 of a loan, by the time 30 years is up, I'll end up spending about $160,000 on top of the $200,000 that I borrowed. So it's almost, the house is almost costing me double. That's the money out of my pocket. The house says $200,000. Nope, more like just under $400,000. So that means if you're buying a house for $500,000, which is the norm out here, it's probably just under $1 million. That's crazy shit. Those are things that we need to, and then contrast to a 15-year loan, going back to the $200,000, I got me a loan for $200,000. After 15 years, I'd end up paying $50,000, depending on who you're listening to. The 15-year loan sounds like a better deal, but can I make those higher payments? How much higher are they? So you mean to tell me that we're not going to consider all of these things? It's crazy. The alternative is to do what I'm doing, get time so you can get out of the rat race and the whirlwind and start researching these things. Get yourself a book, watch some YouTube videos, make some phone calls, take a realtor out to lunch or something. Do whatever you can, call all the people you know, and educate yourself before you jump and get yourself into that mess. And there's another weird tip. At least you can file bankruptcy and walk away from a mortgage. College is the only loan that's like the death loan. You take that to the grave. There's no bankruptcy, there's no nothing. Why would they single out these poor young people? I don't understand. So, we talked about religion. Let's go. No, I'm not trying to pick on churches and stuff, but you mean to tell me you need more money? You need me to donate, and you're going to build these giant walls of glass, and you're going to make this brand new electric blue carpet and all this beautiful fucking stuff in this church. You mean to tell me you couldn't take that exact money, simplify everything you have, make it like a barn structure, and then get some animals and some farmland and some things and start fucking practicing permaculture and spin farming and things of that nature, so you can actually go feed people and make jobs for the people in your exact community. Maybe there's people going to your church who don't have a job or need a job or barely struggling, and that maybe that you can cause employment for them by stacking functions and creating food and giving it away for free, or maybe even making a little bit of an income to buy seeds and stuff of that nature and keep a perpetual motion. You see what I'm going? Why would you take that money and make a giant, I don't know. I could be wrong. People educate me because I'm a fucking monkey. Comment in the comments below what you think of each of these and give me some of your ideas of what you guys want. Would you mean to tell, what? They mean to tell you what? Go ahead and tell me. Okay, organic salsa. You mean to tell me that this salsa I bought from a company that has a giant C on the front of it, don't want to get in trouble, claims that this salsa is 100% organic. I've had this salsa for 3 weeks. It's not even fermenting. For those of you who don't even know what am I talking about, go get yourself some fresh cilantro, tomato, and onions, a red onion, a flat red onion. Oh, those are so good. Chop everything up as fine as you can. Combine all those ingredients. Throw maybe some roasted garlic. Put that out on the barbecue. Add some salts and lemon juice, plenty of lemon juice, and mix that all up. Just mix it to taste. Put some smoked paprika. Unfortunately, even with a bunch of lemon juice, by day 3, that salad's already getting punky. What the hell is in this organic food to make it last for 3 weeks? That shit's scary. You mean to tell me, okay, well, positives, okay, we want some answers too. Get yourself a blender, like a I don't know, a blender. Again, I don't want to get in trouble. They got those little hand blenders. You can take your onions and everything, chop up your onions as best as you can. You don't have to get it super fine. Throw your cilantro in there, your tomatoes, and just grind that stuff. Make a pulp out of it. Add all the ingredients I just said. You can make your fresh salsa in minutes. You can actually make a salsa garden too, which I plan on doing this year for me, so I can just literally pick stuff right there and have salsa all summer long. So yeah, okay, done. Next one. You mean to tell me, same thing with the big C company, that I buy this organic almond milk and coconut milk in a wax box, and this stuff will last, I think, for like a year, maybe even a year and a half. It's labeled. What are you putting this processed coconut milk and almond milk, what are you putting in it to make it last that long in this little container? Even if it's natural. You mean to tell me, you person, I'm talking to you right now, you mean to tell me it's all natural, it's all organic? But I don't care. There are stuff that's natural, organic, that'll kill you. There's the organics extracts probably, which they're using for as far as a preservative. Do you think that that's healthy to go in your body? If it's preserving the food, what's it doing to your guts and your flora and everything in your body, even if it is organic preservatives? So that's weird. Am I stopping drinking it? Hell no. It's convenient, it's organic, and I like the flavor. I'm just bitching and complaining, guys. Next on the list here, yeah, I really am tripping out on organic foods, how they'll last. I do know, as a tip for you guys too, is a lot of people who grow plants like tomatoes and things like that, they are not growing stuff, they're not breeding things for flavor, they're breeding things more for appearance, and they're breeding things for shelf life. So for those of you guys who don't know, like, you can actually fuck with a tomato species that'll last on the shelf a lot longer. It may not have the flavor that this other one does that rots the next day, but it's got this bright red, and you can actually manipulate plants, all plants, to do something different. That's how we got things. An artichoke came from a milk thistle. It was just hybridized and hybridized. You can literally go in the wild, and you guys know those little stickery plants with the purple flower on it? There's a tiny, about the size of a quarter, there's an artichoke in there. Interesting stuff. Let's move on to, you mean to tell me, see, I'm getting in a better mood here, even though this is the 5th time I'm recording this. You mean to tell me that my drinking bottled water is safe? It's safe. It lasts up to 2 years in plastic. Now, I don't know about you guys, you can get a glass jar and you can put water in there for 2-3 days and let it just sit around at room temperature and drink it. It may not be too bad, but you let it go for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. It starts to taste and smell a little funky. What the hell are they putting in plastic water to make it last for 2 years? You can go, even the water that I'm using out of the tap, I've done this experiment. That's got chlorine, and probably fluoride and everything in it, and it still goes punky. I think, for one, that the plastic bottles it's horrible for the planet, horrible for everything. But I do keep them. I buy like 20 cases of it, and I keep it under my RV. When I had a house, I kept it underneath my house for earthquakes, for preparedness, for any kind of catastrophe or something. Then I normally spill it out, give it away, whatever. And but I always have it there. It just feels weird to deal with the plastic. But you mean to tell me that you shouldn't go get yourself like a water filtration system? They are out there, guys. I've got one myself that you can actually get pond water with Giardia in it. It's 99.9% safe. You just pour that dirty water right up top, everything gets filtered out, and you're good to go. That's the show, guys. Go out there, and I need you guys to review me, man. If you guys like this show and you want it to keep going, go out there and give me some reviews, give me some thumbs up, give me a middle finger, a thumbs down. Let me know how I'm doing, if I can make things better for you, and give me some reviews, and go spread this out there. Let me know exactly on this one I'm just talking today about, the Mondays. Let me know if you guys want to do the You Mean to Tell Me Mondays, and I'll do these as long as I can create content enough for it every Monday for you. So yeah, it's up and in it. Go check it out at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple iTunes, Spotify, all over the place. And as I always say, guys, go out there and have yourself a near-life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Human up, carry on the fire, live it, love it, own it, bone it.